is our video referee, and Mark Percival is about to get us underway in a landmark day for quite a few players on view at the stand Gilbert Brutus today. Mark Percival making his 250th appearance for St Helens, and we are ready to go. It's kick-off in the south of France, and Percival, downfield he goes, and the ball goes straight to Julien Bousquet, who charges up on the first. We're going to get an indication, I'm sure, in the first 2 or 3 minutes of this game, just how much the wind is going to play a part. Always tight games between these two. Saints, though, don't have the best of records at the stand Gilbert Brutus. They'll be well aware of that. It's been a few years since they won there in Super League. Pangai Jr., who is just starting to find his feet, isn't he, to beat a Pangai Jr. Whitehead with the run. A couple of tackles left in this set for the Dragons. And there's the offload to Da Costa, and trying to spread the ball wide straight away. It's Remus Smith who's brought down. Last one. Let's see how this one hangs in the wind. It's a difficult one, but it's well taken by the fullback Jack Wellsby. I would imagine Steve McNamara will be absolutely thrilled with that opening set.
Well, Catalan in the opening 40 minutes of playing with the wind behind them, and yet I say the big important thing for Steve McNamara on his side is just starting the game well, because they know what's going to come in the second half, as there seems to be a problem there straight away with young Harry Robertson.
Yeah, absolutely. And he will receive some treatments in back play, and that would be a blow for St Helens. 7 tries in 7 games already, but that was the first hit up there for Harry Robertson. We'll keep an eye on that. Saints still inside their own half of the field. Robertson is up and running, but he will get some treatment. Last one, Moses Mbaye it is at dummy half, and the ball will go back to Wellsby, who launches it downfield. It's an easy take. And here is Makinson with the first run against his former team. And greeted there by Batchelor and by Morgan Knowles, and he will know exactly, especially what Morgan Knowles will have to offer in the tackle.
Yeah, well, they know all his strengths and weaknesses, don't they? Tommy Makinson representing that club, like I said before, with real distinction. 336 appearances, 207 tries. What a career he had for them.
Da Costa. And here is Tavita Pangai Jr. now, looking to offload.
Tackle 4. The doctors now come onto the field. Tavita Pangai. Stay there, Tavita. Tackle 4.
There's a player down in backfield.
Yeah, well, the doctor came onto the field just checking.
It's Harry Robertson, and it's an HIA, and I don't think we're going to see. I don't think we're going to see Harry Robertson again today.
Do you know, he looked a bit groggy, Stuart, when he got up.
He did.
From the first carry, and got, look, he's 19 years of age. He's playing against men. 2 years ago, he was playing or 3 years ago, playing against amateur players his age. Now he's all of a sudden mixing it with international players from all around the world, and he's doing a decent job, isn't he, at the start of Super League?
That's going to be a big blow, and it's going to be a reshuffle, isn't it? I would imagine Whitley or Batchelor will have to go into the centres for St Helens. But Robertson's been in such good form. I think that was actually the second tackle that Saints had the ball, wasn't it? It's the last one here for the Dragons. And Tompkins sends up a real tester again, and it goes behind Wellsby. I think it's picked up in the end by Dayan Sambu. And that's the damage that Sam Tompkins can do with the kick, and that's what they'll be doing all this first half, the Catalan Dragons. Trying to get a foothold in this game, but Saints have lost Robertson to an HIA. Difficult to see him coming back, and they're on the back foot in the early stages.
Well, that's it. You stick the ball up really high, it's going to go everywhere in the wind, and really struggled under that. Oh, look at that for a big shot. Pangai Jr. coming from C defender, cutting across a through of his place to take down Morgan Knowles.
Well, now a chance on the far side, but Benison goes to ground. It's Matt Whitley who will go into the centre position to replace Harry Robertson. That wasn't the best of kicks either. And under pressure, it's up to halfway. Saints against the wind in this first half. But Makinson, that was a good chase and a good tackle by one of his best mates, Mark Percival. 0-0, 4 minutes to go, but it's been a busy start.
Did really well to catch that ball over his shoulders. Then Theo Fizer, number 21, then in your shot. Just couldn't get the distance on the kick that they wanted and expected. And Catalan will be quite happy here just to try and play through the middle, generate some quick ruck speed, get Saints going back and try and trap him in the corner yet again, and really test Jack Welsby early on.
Yeah, and use that win to their advantage. Pangai Jr., here is Tompkins now, and Remus Smith, who scored those 2 tries, those crucial tries in Catalan's first win of the season when they beat Leeds. And on the last again, well, you can see how strong the wind is. That would have travelled for another mile, I think, and Saints will get a 7-tackle set on their own 20. 5 minutes gone, 0-0. Super League Saturday, live on Sky Sports. St Helens flying in yesterday, flew to Barcelona and then got a coach up to Perpignan. Most teams are doing that this season. In the past, some sides have gone in and out in the day, haven't they? I'm not sure that's been the best plan in the past. 5 minutes gone, 0-0. Welsby at dummy half. And the loss of Robertson could be key for St Helens. We shall see. And by ball goes out to that far side. And well, here is Welsby's got support inside. Great chance now for Saylor. Saylor's away, and Saylor will score out of absolutely nothing. Jack Welsby, top offloader in Super League with a fabulous little break, and no one was going to stop Tristan Saylor. 6 minutes gone. Saints may be up against it, but they're in front.
We were saying before, if Saints get on the front foot, they're really difficult to control, and the speed of Tristan Saylor, well, he made 30 tackles last week when they played against Waddington. They were trying to negate his goal forward, his speed, his agility, what he does with the ball, and he's so quick, and it all come off the back of a run from Alex Walmsley. He gets a quick play ball, they then go to the right-hand side, they get through the gap, and Tristan Saylor just supporting to score the opening try.
Johnny Lomax having a word, the Saints captain, with the referee, Jack Smith. There's clearing a couple of things up now. This will be interesting. The kick here from Mark Percival, midway between the sticks and the corner flag. You would expect him to kick 9 times out of 10, but he's kicking against a really strong wind, swirling around inside the Stade Gilbert Bruges. A 7th try of the season for Tristan Saylor. Jack Welsby, he just swerved round the attempted tackle, didn't he, of Remus Smith, and he was away.
Well, he's a player that gets his hands on the ball more than any other player in Super League, Jack Welsby, and he makes things happen. He's so confident, isn't he? Now you look at him over the last 4 or 5 years. He missed out on the Super League Dream Team last year. He was in it the previous 4. And you back Mark Percival to kick this.
Well, let's see. Against a really, really strong wind, Percival. No. So that could be a factor, couldn't it, as this game goes along. Percival puts the kick through. 6-0 it is. 7 minutes gone. Here's the break from Welsby.
Well, Jack Welsby, when he goes up and he just looks inside, he knows that he's got Tristan Saylor just coming up the middle of the field, supporting him. And Saints, over the years, we've always seen them that once they get going, that's it. They're really difficult to stop. And again, causing problems at the back.
It's picked up by Walmsley, who just about stays in play.
It's a good job he's nearly 7 foot to catch that ball above his head.
They're under the wind.
Nice footwork.
Already playing its part. Saints with that try from Saylor. Jack Welsby, by the way, what an accomplishment for him. 150th Saints appearance. He's still only 24 years of age. And he's away again, Welsby. And he's got support inside. If he needs it, he couldn't make his mind up. He had Percival one side, Sambu the other. But Saints now have got an overlap on the far side. Walmsley hands it off, and Saylor will score underneath the post. They've gone 90 yards from one end of the field to the other. Welsby starting it again. He was hauled down, and Walmsley with a one-handed pass, and Saylor with 2 tries in 3 minutes. And wow, Saints go 10-0 up.
Sure, I'm going to go back to Sambu, the young lad, when he carries the ball off the line. I said, what a great carry. He gets through the defensive line. He sets this whole play up. The play of the ball was so quick, and then all of a sudden, everyone's an option in a Saints jersey. They all put their hands up. Jack Welsby again doing the damage, just skipping around Catalan players. And those Saints fans, well, they've turned up, they've paid the money, and so far in the opening 10 minutes, they've watched the side go on to score the opening 2 tries.
Wow. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It was a good run, wasn't it? Saints were pinned back on their own try line, and coming up for 10 minutes on the clock. Trouble with communications for the referee, Jack Smith, right in front of the post here. And this is a great opportunity for Saints to make it 12-0. And after losing Robertson, they've also lost Jake Wingfield, by the way, who's had to leave the field for a couple of minutes because of a little knock and been given a green card, which means you have to go off for 2 minutes. Percival from right in front. No mistake, of course, there. 10 minutes gone. St Helens 12 to the good.
Well, going into contact offloading the ball. When Alex Walmsley just pushes up, he's always a support runner, player for Johnny Lomax. It was a nice little ball from Johnny Lomax, but the damage was done from Jack Welsby and Sambu. You want to just give your halfbacks or your fullbacks something to play off, and you want to make it really quick.
Makinson it is. This time he'll go high and try and force the error. It holds in the wind, and it was picked up by Benison, and here is Matty Lees for St Helens trying to find his way out of his own 20. Walmsley on the charge. Catalan absolutely rocked back, because until that first try, they've been pretty dominant, haven't they? And they pressurised St Helens with the kicks. But Welsby, front and centre with both St Helens tries. And by it is. Jake Wingfield is back on for St Helens. On the last, this time it's a 2-try hero who gets the ball away. Saylor picked up by Makinson, and Whitley's in there. The welcoming party again, Knowles and Matty Lees.
Just goes too high with that kick, then couldn't quite get the distance on it. Needs to keep it a bit lower. But what a start from the Saints, playing into a real strong headwind, leading by 12 points. And Catalan know that they've got to pour some points, because they'll be tested in the second half by the likes of Johnny Lomax and Tristan Saylor with the kicking game.
Da Costa looking to get things moving for the Dragons. Here is Pangai Jr. just over halfway, but good defence from Saints, pulling him down, trying to make sure that he doesn't offload the ball. That's one of his super skills, to beat a Pangai Jr. Midway inside the Saints half. And here is Theo Fage against his former side. Just to let you know, by the way, as Laguerre was brought down, not surprisingly, Harry Robertson has failed his HIA. I suppose the good news for Saints is that their Challenge Cup quarter-final is on Sunday week. So he may well be okay to play. But at the moment, Saints all about defending. Last one, Da Costa and Fage, and Tompkins now will try and find some space up this far side. Picked up by Makinson. He offloads. Gaps opening now for the Dragons. Theo Fage puts a little kick through, and it bounces awkwardly, and it's picked up by Jack Welsby. Saints defending their line well there. Just for a moment, it looked like the line was opening up for Tommy Makinson. Yet to score for the Catalan Dragons, by the way.
Yeah, well, they just closed it down, didn't they? The Saints even getting in front of Theo Fage when he was trying to kick the ball, and again just trying to do a number here and restrict the meters. The Saints are going to try and get off the line and make them play from deep.
Yeah, about 1,000 Saints fans have made their way over to the south of France for this weekend. Welsby again, and Lomax offloads it, and Percival does well to get up to halfway. Saints certainly giving it a go, aren't they? They're using the ball well. And here is Lomax. Pings it towards the corner, but it's well watched and well taken by Sam Tompkins. Sam Tompkins had just celebrated his 36th birthday. You were working out earlier that he's near a big landmark in his career, isn't he?
Yeah, just one more game before he hits the big 400. A quality player. Look, Jack Wellsby grew up on the terraces watching him. Here's Tommy Makinson.
Yeah, they know what he can do.
That's one of his big players, that coming out of yardage, making those big runs like that on the back of that quick play of the ball. This is what I'm talking about winning the ruck.
Absolutely, getting a roll on. And now on that far side, it's a chance for Cottridge. The Australian is brought down. This is much better, this from the Catalan Dragons. What can they do here on the last? Pangai Jr. will offload, gets it back to Sam Tompkins and fires. Space opening up maybe here. Here's Whitehead. Whitehead from Makinson. Makinson forced to cut in. Little tip over the top and the ball bounces kindly to Sam Tompkins. And it looks like the Catalan Dragons are back in business. It was Makinson with a little kick, and we talked about the wind. It held up in the wind, and the bounce favouring the French. And they're back in it.
Well, this is what you talk about when you talk about French flirt. Well, some of these players might not be French. You see Tommy Makinson, he's running out of space. He comes back in, a little chip over the top, takes a wicked bounce, and it's just beaten. And Jay Winfield, it goes into the hands of Sam Tompkins. But even when they chose to run the play, Tevita Pangai Jr. goes into contact, offloads the ball. Again, it's hey boys, hey when you're trying to defend that. You're coming up, you're trying to get your bodies in front, make sure that you get hold of the man who's carrying the ball and clamp hold of that ball. They just couldn't do that. But Catalan and Sam Tompkins certainly needed that, because the opening 12 minutes belonged to Saints.
They needed to score next, quite simply, even this early in the game. But the bounce of the ball favouring the Catalan Dragons. I think Jake Winsfield was caught in no man's land as well, wasn't he? What a dramatic start to this game. 16 minutes on the clock, 16 points. Surely Tompkins is going to reduce the deficit by a further 2. Yeah, Saints' poor record in Perpignan. They've lost their last 6 Super League games at the Stade Gilbert Brutus. They did win there in the Challenge Cup back in 2022. Their last win in Super League in Perpignan, 2018.
Yeah, so they know they've got to be on, don't they, to come to the south of France and get back on the plane and with the 2 points. Look, Stuart, I think there's going to be plenty of points in this game. There was people and fans thinking it was going to be close and there wasn't going to be much in it, but I think there's going to be plenty of points.
Well, here is Tompkins to make it a 6-point ball game. You can see the wind, you can see the post moving. No mistake. Catalan 6, St Helens 12.
The big thing is surround yourself with options. And when the ball goes out wide, you just got to make sure you keep pushing up. But Tommy Makinson, he knew that there were Saints defenders around there, Saints defenders in front of him. When he kicks the ball into the field, he's got 3 Catalan players there in Tompkins, Theo Fage, and also Luke Carey. And it's a good response, and a response that was needed from Steve McNamara's men, because they were second best at the start of this game.
There's that turning point for Catalan. We shall see on the Super League 29th birthday. You remember at the Charlotte Stadium in Paris. That's a good kick downfield, caught in the wind, and it picked up by Moses Mbaye, and this time the wind favouring St Helens. It was hanging there in the middle of the field, and Walmsley now trying to fashion another opportunity for Saints. But what a chance to St Helens to hit straight back after conceding that try. Here is Morgan Knowles. Of course, his last season with Saints, off to play with the Dolphins in the NRL. Ball goes back for Mbaye, has to hang on to it. inside for Matty Lees. Saints were lining up on that right-hand side. 2 tackles left to try and get some points on the board to make the pressure tell. Lomax, and the ball is now with Whitley. Whitley kept inside, but it's a good tackle by Smith, and I think it was Julien Bousquet in there. It was Bousquet. They go the short side. It was the wrong option. That was a poor last tackle play from St Helens, you have to say. There was nowhere for Tristan Saylor to go.
No, he was dealt with then, wasn't he, by Luke Keary, but that is not a bad place to turn the ball over. You look at the line speed here now from Saints. They'll get off the line, they'll try and win the first 2 or 3 plays. Really quick, intimidating, aggressive.
What a game. 20 minutes, nearly, raced by in the first half. There's the offload from Pangai Jr. He does it all the time. Tompkins may not have the legs. Whitehead may not have the legs, but that was all from an audacious offload.
Again, it's a massive play from Pangai Jr. He attracts 4 to 5 players because he's that big, but you've got to get hold of the ball.
He is, well, he was terrific against Castleford, and again the offload, this time from Whitehead back to Farge. Pangai Jr. got his first try last weekend as Catalan won in West Yorkshire at the Jungle. And he's having a big influence here already, as is Sam Tompkins. Here is Keary now, and Remus Smith as they fan it out to the far side. Smith inside. That's a great take from Luke Keary. And is that a penalty against Alex Walmsley in the tackle? I think it is. Walmsley and Wellesby having a word there with Jack Smith, but it's a penalty and more pressure here for Saints.
Again, it's just nice speed on the edge, isn't it, just to get outside of Saints. Nice little play, does well to keep hold of that, Keary. And look, there's absolutely nothing in that for me. He's got to be better than that, Keary. He's got the penalty, yeah, that's what they needed, but there's no need to react like that.
Is it a key call, I wonder? Here is the pressure, and he just about holds onto the ball. Again, does Luke Keary there. And Bailey Simonin just short of the try line. Cottridge going on his own, the Australian winger trying to get the ball down. Such a powerful player, isn't he, Nick Cottridge? He's held up on his back over the line.
Yeah. So strong, isn't he, every time he carries that ball?
Yeah. Glittering career with the Canberra Raiders, of course, alongside Elliot Whitehead. Both of them were there for 9 years, played in a grand final. There's the offload to Bousquet right in front of the post. Saints started well. They were 12 to the good, but they're on the back foot now. Well, it's a set restart given again. This time it was Knowles who was hanging on to Bousquet. So they've had a penalty, they've had a set restart, and they're hammering on that St Helens door. Here is Pangai Jr. again. All started with the big prop forward offloading 10 yards from his own try line. Da Costa, Keary it is, and that's Simonin who's close to the line for the Catalan Dragons and held up again. This is desperate defending. The Dragons were certainly on top.
Well, you could see them then, they were just targeting Tristan Saylor. Did a decent job, didn't he, to keep Simonin up from scoring that try.
Here is Theo Farge now. Tompkins eludes one missed tackle, but eventually brought down. 2 left in this set. They are relentless on that St Helens try line. Bousquet this time, who stopped. He does offload the ball. It's picked up by Da Costa, and then it's knocked on, and Saints get it back. Well, that was some defensive set from St Helens to keep the Dragons out.
Well, it's nice pressure, wasn't it? I'm not sure whether it was Morgan Knowles who maybe forced that error then, but it was excellent work. Just recognising that a Catalan player had got his hands free and just making sure that he hunts the mistake. It's a massive set, this now.
Yeah.
They've been under pressure for 2 or 3 sets on their own line. Important that they get through to the kick. Johnny Lomax, show and go, just can't quite get through Whitehead's tackle, and Theo Farge
on halfway. Nowhere to go there for Joe Batchelor on the last, and by not play that, says the referee. So I think Catalan are going to get it back in good field position on halfway. Catalan 6 and Helens 12, 17 minutes to go to half-time.
Yeah, been a great start to this game, hasn't it? You could see Tristan Hill just trying to kick the ball and keep it low. Oh, Luke Carey then just looking around, just trying to organise something, unaware that the ball was going to be played, and he was under a bit of pressure from Batchelor.
Yeah, just managed to dive onto the ball, didn't he? Carey. Catalan very much been in the ascendancy the last 6 or 7 minutes. Thanks to those 2 tries in the first 9 minutes, in 3 minutes actually, from Tristan Saylor. The Dragons are going again, and that's well taken by Bailey Sirenen. And his brother back home in St Helens, watching Curtis Sirenen about to become a father. Chris Satai is on for the Dragons. Last one, again, really good pressure from Catalan. This time, Carey will test Sambu. The ball goes backwards, and it's well done and well taken by Johnny Lomax. It was literally Johnny on the spot.
Yeah, well, look at that again. You can see how aggressive they are here, Catalan. The first play, just getting in. Julian Bousquet again coming up with a big shot on Sambu.
25 minutes on the clock. Cracking game at the stand, Gilbert Brutus. Laley plays the ball, and Wellesby gets the kick downfield, but you can see how it held in the wind, and Makinson again watches it carefully. Good field position once more for the home side.
Again, just 40 metres now from Saints' line. Theo Fage just looking to bring on some of the bigger forwards. Seguier just onto the field now. He'll have his size. 18th man last week. Casford maybe a point to prove in this game.
Yes, Seguier replacing Desiree, who's been left out of the Catalan side. Here is Luke Carey once more. Tompkins looking to go through a gap, gets the ball out well to Nick Cotrick, but he can't hold it. The ball goes to ground. Well, surely the ball went to ground there. Carey has put the ball over for what he thinks is a try for the Catalan Dragons. No try, says the referee, Jack Smith. He played on. And this is a big call, this is. Johnny Lomax having a word there with the referee. Well, play went on. Let's see.
Before got on field decision, no try. Checking the touch line. Just go back and can you confirm from the other angle? Before this, sorry, before. It's the passage before. We need something on the touch line, please. Possibly camera 5. Okay, see if this shows us the touch line. Okay, so nice and slow. Nice and slow. Can you go back a few frames on that one, please? Or show the passage on camera 5, please. Nice and slow on this, please. From here. Forward from here, nice and slow. Okay, so it catches the ball. We then can't see the line on the camera. He's still in possession at that point, and his foot is on the line. Could you confirm from camera 5, please? Yeah, Jab. Nice and slow on this, so he's in possession and his foot hits the line. Thanks, I made my decision.
Well, there you go. It's going to go up from Jack Smith, the referee. There's a no try. You can see there Nick Cottridge had his foot in touch. It seemed to me initially anyway that he'd lost the ball. It's immaterial whether he had or not, or whether he went forward or not for Luke Keary to get the touchdown. But in the end, he had a foot in touch. And you've got to say, Saints survived. And they're hanging on at the minute, Terry.
But again, it just shows just how dangerous Catalan are. You know, when they get in that field position and they offload the ball. Good shot from young Benison to force Kotric over the sideline. Just the pass from Sam Tompkins just made it a bit easier for the Saints winger just to get hold of him when he exposed his ribs.
14 minutes to half-time. The first half has flown by. St Helens leading by 12 points to 6. But it's been back to the wall stuff for the Saints in the last 10 minutes since Sam Tompkins got a try back for the Dragons. I got a feeling this is going to go down to the wire. Even with all this time still to play, it's got that feeling about it, hasn't it? Knowles brought down. The Saints trying to get outside their own 20. Lomax, and was Lomax hit late there? The referee may say that he was hit late, Johnny Lomax, as he got the ball out. He's going to stop play. It will be a penalty to St Helens for there may be a late hit on Johnny Lomax. Let's have a look, Terry.
Well, Johnny Lomax, he always goes deep into line. You can see Sirenen just hits him straight away. He sets his targets, and that's a late hit on Johnny Lomax. He gets some attention, doesn't he? Because he will go deep into the line.
It was Oliver Partington, I think it was, with the late hit. Lomax just holding his ribs. So it is a penalty to St Helens. Lomax appears to be okay. No interference from the video referee on this occasion. It's a penalty only, and Saints, not surprisingly with the wind against them, are taking the tap penalty. Delaney, who's on the field for Saints, takes it up to halfway.
Again, you've seen tackles like that. Been the player who comes up with the tackle spent 10 minutes in the sin bin this year. I think he's pretty lucky to get away with that, Sirenen.
And by Saints moving it out with Wellesby once more.
Again, plenty of movement. Matt Whitley just dropping inside in there.
Here is Saylor. Matty Lee's looking to offload, but DaCosta and Partington and Satai making sure that he couldn't. A rare foray into Catalan territory here, and that's a good ball. That's a great tackle by Makinson on Personal, because he just stopped the momentum, didn't he there, Tommy Makinson, grabbing his former teammate, one of his best mates, around the ankles. Last one. Lomax goes high. Taken by Makinson, no, dropped by Makinson first.
Yeah, Mark Percival jumps up.
Percival got a touch to it,
he jumps up, he contests with Tommy Makinson, knocks the ball forward. They have ended the sets really, really well. Saints, they're still yet to make a mistake in this game, and you can see that he's got to jump higher than Makinson, does that, just can't quite regather the ball when he knocks it forward.
Intriguing little sideshow, isn't it, Makinson and Percival?
Move together, come a step.
Yeah, what a day for both of them. Makinson against his former club. 14 years of St. Percival on his 250th St Helens appearance.
Stay with us, Matty. Joe!
Brilliant first half of Super League action in the south of France. 12-6, St Helens have the lead, and they're attacking that right end St Helens defence as well. Has it been weakened by Robertson going off?
Well, Robertson still is the unknown. He's exciting in Super League, isn't he? Making a name for himself, and everyone knows he's a dangerous player. And maybe they've targeted that side because Matt Whitley's gone into the centre position.
Theo Farge, it was watched very carefully by Jack Wellesby, and the ball rolling out. Seen a strong wind behind the backs of the Catalan Dragons in the first half. 10 minutes to go to half-time. Saints with 2 tries in the first 10 minutes from Tristan Saylor. Sam Tompkins touchdown, getting Catalan back into it.
That's the second set as well in this game. The Saints have got a 7-tackle restart because the kick, because the wind obviously going up. Just got to pull back a bit on the power and hopefully get a favourable bounce as well.
Parsi is on. Just like Chris Satai, he'll make a big difference from the bench. And By and Lomax and Wellesby looking for a way through, and Personal does try and find a way through. Runs into Sam Tompkins, got round the attempted tackle there of Arthur Romano, who was on for Mathieu Laguerre, who went off with a badly bleeding nose. Lomax now once more. Short pass, it was a poor pass, but I think it's going to be offside, isn't it? I think Luke Keary was offside despite the knock-on. The question is now, in the wind, do they go for 2 or do they go for
Sure, I'd go for 2 points. Look, they were offside to get the penalty here. It was a tough ball to take that. Anyway, Sirenan's in front of Morgan Knowles. No, they're going to run it. I would have took the 2.
So safe a prop forward. Playing it safe.
Big games. I was always told take the points that's on offer.
Yeah, very good point. Well, we're going to find out, aren't we, in the next 30 seconds or so. Saints with 9 minutes to half-time, close to that try line. Ball goes out to the back door. Well picked up on the bounce by Dayan Stambu. Made his debut against Warrington, scored a try, the teenager. And By again will go short for Ignatius Parsi, couple of yards away now from the Catalan Dragons line. Saints with that 12-6 lead. Well, that was a dreadful pass. Lomax had no way of being able to take that. Catalan get it back. And lo and behold, Terry O'Connor was right. They should have gone for the 2.
It just, big games, you take the points. If they're simple points, you take them. It puts more pressure on Catalan then, knowing that they've got to score on 2 more occasions. So it's just a let-off, but it's what they do now in defence. I was just about to say it's what they do in defence now and how they control that mistake. Well, unfortunately for Saints and Paul Wellens, they were too eager to give a penalty away. Sam Tompkins goes for a quick tap.
8 minutes to half-time. Brilliant first half of rugby league football. Saints turning down the 2, then making the error. Still 12-6 to St Helens. Here is Satai. Powerful as well, and just brushed off an attempted challenge there by Moses Mbai. Chris Satai, who's been shocked around the rest of Super League this week, hasn't he, by his agent, but very much in the Dragons' cause at the moment. Romano brought down, trying to play the ball quickly. Here is Partington, Luke Keary, nowhere for Keary to go, apart from straight into the arms of Joe Batchelor. And Farge, that's a great kick from Theo Farge, and it's picked up by Remus Smith, and the ball goes to the ground, and Wellesby there just couldn't take that. And it's another set restart, whatever. And this is a great chance now. Romano gets it out to Makinson, and he manages to just stay in play. Makinson weaving his way through, still going. And eventually the ankle tap coming in from Jake Winfield. Saints, a minute or so ago, were banging on the door of the Catalan line. Now they're really up against it once more. 6 minutes to half-time. The Dragons looking for the try that could potentially level it. Keary, Tompkins kept inside. Tompkins kept inside. Tompkins will score the try. I think Sam Tompkins has managed to get it down. You may remember it was that end of the field in the Super League semi-final back in 2023 that he scored a try that took Catalan to Old Trafford. He may have got another one here.
We have on-field decision of a try. We're just checking the grounding. Nice and slow on this, please. Can you just show me again slow, please, on that camera? nice and slow. Nice and slow. The top of the ball is grounded on the line. Thank you,
Well, 2 tries to Tristan Saylor, giving St Helens a 12-0 lead.
Good try, Jack. Good lad, call.
2 tries for Sam Tompkins, and it looks like we're going to have a level game.
An incredible turnaround as the tries are awarded, and it was like the master against the apprentice from years ago. Like I said before in commentary, Jack Wells used to look up as a kid, as a Wigan fan, to watching Sam Tompkins play at the DW Stadium, and he come up against him, his old hero. It was one-on-one, and it was a good try that was needed from Sam Tompkins. The old Fox managed to score a couple of tries. We've got the conversion to come now, and what a decent start to this game. 24 points scored first of all in this first half. If he gets this kick over,
yeah, 5 minutes to go to half-time now, but you felt it had been coming. But you know, is that a big turning point? Will we look back at that decision from St Helens not to kick the goal, not to kick the penalty, to try and make it a 14-6 game? Because 3 minutes after they failed to take that opportunity, we're here.
Look, well, if put to maybes, you'll never know. The game unfolds totally different if they go for that kick and they get it, or who knows what happens. But all we know is that it's going to be a decent second half if this kick goes over. Still got a big 5 minutes to go till half-time.
We can see Tommy Makinson there, who was preparing to keep hold of the ball, just in case. So Sam Tompkins is on fire. He was man of the match in the victory, wasn't he, against the Castleford Tigers last weekend. And wow, he's going well here today.
Not a bad move from the club to bring him out of retirement last year as well. He went out on the big stage in the grand final, got his boots back on the back end of the year.
He missed the kick though. How important could that be? I'd already written in my notebook, Tompkins tried, Tompkins goal. St Helens hang on to the lead by 12 points to 10. Well, again, hanging in the wind, Romano picks it up for the Catalan Dragons. But I'll tell you what, Terry, this has been pulsating.
Yeah, it's been a great first half. I do think in the second half that the likes of Johnny Lomax and Jack Wells will use that win to their advantage with the kick and get the ball and just play into pocket to the field and challenge this Catalan side to bring the ball away from their own line.
It was remarkably similar, wasn't it, that try from Tompkins to the one that took the Dragons to the grand final a couple of years ago at the very last minute. Here's Eamon O'Carroll watching on, maybe thrilled with the start when Saints raised 12 points to the good, but in the main, they've been under pressure since. Catalan with the wins at their backs in this first half. On the last, the ball goes back to Tompkins. That's a good kick. It's a very good kick. Saints allowing the ball to bounce, and eventually grasped gratefully, isn't it, by Morgan Knowles, or was it Joe Batchelor? But he's gone down. He's looking like he's picked up a little injury there, Batchelor.
But again, that was one of those little 1% plays where you get yourself where the action was, and he got back to get hold of that ball. Had some strong defence. Again, Mark Percival, you never normally see many people do that to him when he carries the ball.
Partington again with the big hit on Percival.
Move together, Catalan. Only three, stay. Go for.
Saints still pinned back inside their own half of the field. And here's Wellesby and Batchelor as far as halfway.
Square. Go tackle 5, go square. Kick.
Last tackle. This time it's Moses Mbai who lifts up a high one, and it's allowed to bounce. Tompkins racing back to take it, and just about goes behind. So it's a 7-tackle set this time for the Dragons. 2 minutes to find some points.
How calm have you got to be as a fullback? You know, you're desperate for it to go over the dead ball line, but you know that there's defenders just chasing that kick up. And just has too much legs on it.
Clean it up, Saints, come on!
Benkinson carrying the ball up just shy of halfway. St Helens with a 2-point advantage. This time it's Paul Seguier. Costa, who's been busy in attack and defence, as always. Great ball from Keary. Now a chance here. Inside it goes for Tompkins, looking for three. That's a brilliant tackle by Lomax. It stopped Tompkins in full charge, but they've still got 2 tackles left, and the mistake by Remus Smith. Well, just for a moment there, it looked like Tompkins was hunting a hat-trick in the first half, but Lomax with a brilliant stop, and Wellesby eventually picks up the pieces.
Well, Smith gets hold of that ball and he catches it. It's a 2-on-1. Just needed to be a bit higher for him. And again, good scrambling defence from Saints.
Fabulous first 40 minutes. It's flown by in Perpignan. Knowles finds Parsi. Offloads. Picked up by Jake Wingfield. 30 seconds to go in the first half, and by again. A good ball for Delaney. He was just looking for an offload. Eventually gets up, plays the ball. Wellesby involved again. Whitley, of course, the former Catalan Dragon, is brought down on the last. A little chip over, goes into the arms of Nick Cottridge, and Saints will try and get Cottridge out of play. They will. They're going to try and form a scrum. Have they got time to form the scrum before the hooter goes for half-time? No. The referee is going to say no. It is half-time, and that brings to an end a quite brilliant first 40 minutes in the south of France. Difficult conditions, but the gusting winds all adding to the entertainment. Tristan Ceylan it was, with 2 tries in 3 minutes early on in the game, both after brilliant bits of skill from Jack Wellesby. But back came the Dragons through Sam Tompkins, and he missed an easy kick to the second try. How important will that prove to be, I wonder? Saints leading in a thriller at half-time by 12 points to 10, and we'll be back with all the analysis very soon. Margins 12 points to 10, but there's a lot more action to come yet this weekend. Sky Sports Rugby League, 2 games coming up on Sunday. Salford beset by problems again this week, and they're just about put out a side, I believe. 17 only named in the squad, but that might be less on Sunday. Find out. 5-3, Sky Sports Plus. The champions Wigan taking on Salford, and the league leaders 100% record. It's top against bottom. Huddersfield without a point or a win, of course, this season. Both 3 o'clock kickoffs, both on Sunday, both on Sky Sports Plus. What a fantastic half of rugby it's been. You can see Tristan Ceylan with those 2 quick tries giving Saints the lead, 12 points to 0. But Sam Tompkins, 36 years of age, just turned 36, and still knows where the try line is. 2 tries for him. Crucially, a missed kick at goal though. Sam Tompkins' first try double, would you believe, since 2021. It might be important, but Terry O'Connor, really has been a terrific first half.
Yeah, well, the 2 heavyweights going at each other, and it was a big start from Saints, who got off to an absolute flyer. And the way that they shifted the ball and just played on the edges, and Jack Wellesby just a number of times in the first half just cut Catalan to pieces on either side of the run. Tristan Ceylan just supporting him, knows exactly what the youngster can do. And when you've got the likes of Alex Walmsley running and creating havoc along with Matty Lees and George Delaney, well, if you're an outside back like Jack Welsby or Tristan Saylor, you're going to score some points in the game. And the Saints fans were certainly happy what they were seeing in the opening stages. And nice little play between Johnny Lomax and Alex Walmsley. And big Alex Walmsley getting that left hand free. And again, it's Tristan Saylor supporting up the middle of the field. And all of a sudden, all in front of all those Saints fans, they think it's going to be a much-needed win, like you said in commentary, Stuart. They've not won, or they've had one win in the last 6 or 7 years down in the south of France. Not been a really good hunting ground. But then the old stage, well, he steps up, and it's the former Saint, Tommy Makinson, who sets him up. Nice little chip over the top, and you could see him just over, takes a nasty bounce, goes away from Jake Winfield, and it goes into the hands of Sam Tompkins. And anything could happen when that ball bounces, but there were enough Catalan players then to cause Saints some problems at the back. And again, it's needed, and there's some points needed. And it's Sam Tompkins, that left foot step, makes it look so easy, doesn't he? He takes on Jack Welsby, who's just defending on his heels. Makes it really difficult, because Sam Tompkins, he puts his body angle down, he goes to the ground, it's sent upstairs to the video referee. Liam Rush from Jack Smith, and you can see he grounds the ball. Big comeback from Catalan.
Yeah, absolutely. And it sets us up nicely, doesn't it, for the second half. Catalan fans have been in good voice, but so have the 1,000 or so St Helens fans who've flown over for the weekend. The second half is on the way, 12 points to 10. St Helens are in front, and Catalan dominating possession, you can see. And look at those missed tackles from St Helens there.
Well, that's it, 13 more missed tackles. They've made more tackles, 33 more tackles than Catalan. Well, you know, you can get them stats, you can rip them up, you can throw them away, because the next 40 minutes is going to be more important.
Absolutely. So the second half is on the way at the Stade Gilbert Brutus, and we are hoping for something just as good as the first 40 minutes. Those 2 tries scored by Tristan Saylor, giving St Helens the lead, and then Tompkins for the Dragons. Saints lead 12-10. Second half on the way very soon at the Stade Gilbert Brutus. Don't forget what's coming up next weekend, or the next time we have Super League, of course, round 7. 10th of April, Salford against Leeds, that's on Sky Sports Plus. And on the Friday, OKR against Wigan, it may be the top 2. What a game. Grand final repeat, 7:30 Sky Sports action on Friday the 11th of April, as Saints at home to Wakefield. Warrington against Hull on Saturday the 12th of April, followed by Cass against Lee, and then Catalan back in action on the 13th. This is round 7 in a fortnight's time. Of course, next weekend it is the quarterfinals of the Challenge Cup. The teams will be out for the start of the second half very soon, I'm sure. All the children on the field from the St Estève junior clubs enjoy themselves at half-time. Saints will have the wind at their backs. Will that be a friend or a foe, Terry?
I think it'll be a friend to them in the second half, and they'll use it to their advantage as well. Kick it into the corners. make sure they're pretty disciplined. Both sides were disciplined in that first half, just giving away 2 penalties apiece. And obviously nothing in the game, just the misconversion from Sam Tompkins. And I'm sure those youngsters have been having a good time watching this game, the tough contest that it is, and we expected.
Yeah, absolutely. Is it going to be 4 consecutive wins for the Catalan Dragons? 3 in Super League, 1 in the Cup. After losing their first 3, Saints won the first 3 but lost the last 2, beaten at home by Hull KR, well beaten by the league leaders in that narrow defeat a week or so ago against Warrington. But yeah, 2018, the last time that St Helens won a Super League game in the south of France. And you always feel that April is a big month going into May. At the start of May, of course, it's Magic Weekend from St James's Park in Newcastle. And all those games over 2 days, live and exclusive on Sky Sports. Next weekend in the Cup, Saints away at Warrington, and Catalan back in Perpignan at home to Salford. But after that, St Helens, Wakefield at home, Wigan away Good Friday, and then Warrington away. It's a big month for them, and also for the Dragons. And it's difficult to believe when you see Tompkins playing like he is today that he decided to retire.
Yeah, what was it, 18 months ago? Mark Percival now will come out knowing that it's going to need a big performance in this second half to take those valuable 2 points. And how many close games have we seen in the opening few rounds of Super League where teams have been losing by 2 points? They're the games you look back on the back end of the year. I think if only.
Well, absolutely. That'll be the games that certainly Warrington are looking back on at the moment after winning their last 2 against Saints and Leeds, both by 2 points. And they're the wins that really do add up and come September and October and the playoffs. I wonder what Paul Wellens was saying during half-time. Certainly about the win and about the kicking game. Just an issue with the communications at the moment with the referee, Jack Smith. That's what's holding up the start of the second half. I think just to make sure as well that he can communicate with the video referee, Liam Rush. 12-10 it is. Just making sure that we are right to go. Against the wind in the second half, then what's the Catalan tactic? What should they be doing?
Well, like we said at the start of the game, use the wind when it's with you, like what Saints will do. When it's against you, you've got to just do the basics really, really well. Your halfbacks have got to manage. You've got to get good distribution from that man, Da Costa. Your forwards, you don't want to break a stride. You want to get hold of the ball. You want to pick out a man, go over him, let footwork at the line, get through, generate some quick play of the balls, because you're not going to get that distance on the kicks.
Still a breakdown in communications, it seems, with the comp system at the Stand Gilbert Brutus.
Do you know, as well, what you'll see from when you play in these conditions, that not always will you go to a kick on your last play, you'll run it, because the opposition is always expecting you to kick on the last play. So the wingers will drop back, the centre will drop back, the full-back will drop back, so there's a bit of space on the edge if you can execute the plays okay. Because that was a big thing from Saints last week. Look, there's a high level of skill in that game when they played against Warrington, but they did make some errors. The execution of the pass let them down at times in that game.
Roman Navarrete, by the way, not playing for the Catalan Dragons. He's going to be out for a little while. He's been an ever-present for the past couple of seasons. Actually fractured his cheekbone in the first carry-up in the win at Castleford last week and played on until about the 65th minute. But Navarrete will be a big miss surely for the Dragons. But yeah, the half-backs, Saylor and low-backs will be key for Saints. Wells will be coming into the back line. Very much the same with Keary and Farge. And as we found out in the first half, you cannot think in the second half that Tompkins and Wellsby will be absolutely crucial. we shall see. I think we're all set, all ready to go at the start of the second half. Tommy Makinson will get us underway against his former club. He needs 5 points, by the way, for a career 1,500. Boy, he'd like to get them in the second half, wouldn't he?
Wouldn't he just?
And it holds in the wind. It's a high hanger. The ball goes backwards into the arms of John Bennison. And Saints played it in the first half, sometimes against the wind, has the advantage as well with that ball hanging and holding. But here we go, second half underway. And let's hope it's just as good as the first 40 minutes.
Move, Chris! Oh, wait! Go
And ball goes inside for Ignatius Parsley. The Saints fans starting to make their voices heard. Here's Lomax now.
5. Move! Finals Paul.
Last tackle on halfway as Wingfield is brought down.
Morgan George!
Lomax it is. You can see it was a gentle kick, wasn't it? Because of the wind, it bounces awkwardly into the hands of Saylor. Saylor gets it out to Sambu. Sambu will go and score for St Helens. Well, there's the wind. There's the advantage. St Helens through Jake Sambu. Have they got a try or not? The referee's saying no try. Now what is the video ref going to have a look at here?
Tristan?
Okay, we've live call no try. The offside kick chase. Can we pause the ball on the foot, please, on this angle?
Are they looking for whether Saylor was onside or offside from the kick from
Camera one
Lomax?
and pause on the foot, please. Okay, so pause the ball on the kicker's foot, please. Pause the ball there. Tristan Saylor needs both feet behind the ball. He's in line with the ball, so he does not have both feet behind the ball. He then takes possession, so he starts in an offside position and then takes possession of the ball. I have a decision.
Well, it's going to be ruled out for offside. A game of millimetres, Terry O'Connor.
Well, that's it. You know, the Saints fans are going to be disappointed when this shows up on the big screen. They thought that it was a try from the young winger, Sambu. And to the relief of those Dragons fans, and a good call, wasn't it, from the ref, Jack Smith, along with his touch judges. And that's why it's taken them so long to make sure they get the communication right with the touch judges, the video referee, the ref. The team working together then, and they saw that Tristan Saylor was just a yard in front when that ball was kicked.
Superbly spotted. So a Catalan penalty on halfway from looking like they were conceding a try. They're going to have good field position, but again, that's a big moment in this game. A big let-off for the Dragons and a big disappointment for St Helens, but it was the right decision.
Well, that was within 1 minute of the restart. It shows how dangerous they can be with that kicking game in the second half. Like we said in the first half, when Tommy Makinson kicked it over, anything could happen. Don't let the ball bounce, could go anywhere.
The wind's still over 50 miles an hour in Perpignan. Ball adding to the drama. Here is Da Costa looking for a way through.
Move now! Back we come, tackle 3.
Tompkins
Go first.
marshalling his troops, and here is Theo Farge. And the charge from Elliot Whitehead. Second spell, of course, with the Catalan Dragons. Da Costa now. Chris Satai. Keary was lurking, wasn't he, just in case he could get the ball out. And here is Luke Keary now, and Tompkins coming out the back. A little kick downfield, and it was well taken and well watched by John Bennison. And now Saints are going to have to come out from their own try line.
Yeah, it was a nice play from Bennison to get on that ball in. Looking to play the way out of trouble now, which sometimes can be pretty dangerous.
Hands away, Matthew! Third stay. Go.
solid contact in defence from Whitehead.
If you're just joining us, St Helens lost Harry Robertson, their centre, their teenage centre, in the first minute or so. And have failed in HIA. The last one here is passing.
That's wrong. That's wrong. You've got to make sure that you're on with that. You're working with the referee. You're looking at what his hand gesture. He would have put his hands up in the air saying, look, last tackle. Got a bit carried away. Then,
especially with the wind at your back.
Yeah. Look, you've just gifted the opposition 50 metres then.
Move! Come back, Saints!
Early stages of the second half, and we've had drama already. Is there going to be more now as Catalan look to go in front for the first time in this game? That's Laguerre who's back on, who was brought down. And here is Bailey Sirenen. Missed 3 games through injury. Starting after Ben Garcia, the Catalan captain, was a late withdrawal through illness. Fires now on the far side. It's Laguerre. Can't get the ball out. Makinson was lurking just outside him on his right. Here is Tommy Makinson looking for a way through again. Offload, picked up on the backside. DaCosta with a chance towards the line. Last one. The Dragons are very close now. Tompkins, the ball goes to ground and it's picked up by Johnny Lomax. So a couple of opportunities that Catalan have had close to the Saints line in the second half. St Helens still hanging on at 12 points to 10.
They want to make sure that they don't hang on and they don't run the ball on the last play when they're so close to their own line. Catalan have made 30 tackle busts in this game. To Saints is 17. They seem to be getting through, and the big fellas are having a bit of joy going forward. You see DaCosta just cut them up. And it was good last-ditch defence from Saints just to prevent him going over.
Had to be Delaney.
Third. Move, Paul! Final Bailey. Go third.
And by now, and Saints are trying to move it with Wellesby, but it's a good tackle by Nick Cottridge on Matt Whitley, the emergency centre. Here is Wellesby once more, up to halfway. Again, good quick defence. Sailor had nowhere to go. Brought down by Whitehead. On the last, it's Moses Mbai, who does get the kick away. It's a high hanging kick, and that's a great take from Tompkins over his shoulder.
Yeah, it was the wind again causing havoc with that high kick. And Moses Mbai probably the best kicker of a ball in the Saints jersey. And you'll see that he'll probably get his hands on the ball the majority of times at the back end of every set of 6.
Seguier for the Catalan Dragons.
Third, go.
Here is Chris Satai once more. The kind of Saints players it takes to bring him down there. Very powerful man, the former Hull star. Now starring in the south of France. Good quick hands. Whitehead just shy of halfway. The ball goes on the last. Akiri just about manages to get a kick away, but it's taken well and then dropped, I think. Yeah. Yeah, Saints will get the ball back, but you can see the difficulty of the win there. But those are the kicks sometimes, Terry, that can cause problems.
Yeah, absolutely. Frank Marie just onto the field there. He tries to get it, just catches it cold, makes the error.
Matt on the line, please. Let's go.
And the fans look at him. Look, that's how cold it is.
Are you all right?
Never normally experience weather like that down in the South of France. Everyone thinks you go to South of France, it's red hot.
Shouting. Oh, go on.
Not all the time.
One.
Batchelor, DaCosta, Akiri bringing him down on halfway.
Stay clean, Luke.
Wellesby.
Move now.
Nowhere to go.
6 again, too slow.
Yeah, Akiri penalised for lying on for too long, so Saints get a repeat set. Delaney charging forward. Plays the ball for Mbai and Lomax now. Tristan Saylor to Matty Lees. Lees charging forward.
Moving square, Frank.
Good tackle.
Stay here.
Frank Maria on the field for the Catalan Dragons. Saylor finds Whitley and Here is Benison looking for a way through. Ball goes inside.
20, not played that.
Not played that by Remus Smith, so the Dragons will get the ball back. Benison had a go.
He's got in touch first.
We're certainly back to I think he got actually goes in touch myself there. Look, yeah, he does.
Foot's in touch. It's a lateral handover. Catalan ball.
So Catalan get it. You can see that what he's trying to do, but his right foot and his left foot, in fairness, both of them hit the white line.
Yeah. So the Dragons get it back.
Yeah.
With a turnover on their own 10. 8 minutes gone, second half. Still waiting for the first points of the second half, but it's not through lack of trying.
No, certainly not. But I do believe that the game will open up. We've still got 32 minutes to go, and all we have 2 tries in the opening 9 minutes. In Saints' favour at the start of this game. You can just see that both sides are just feeling each other out at the minute.
Stay with me. Hold. Go first.
Seguier it was who was brought down. Here is Elliot Whitehead. Good defence. Delaney and by for the Saints. Da Costa. They'll try and move it now with Keary and Tompkins. And here is Remus Smith, gets away from the challenge of
Keep coming, Ignatius!
Sambu, I think it was.
Yeah, everyone's on.
Good kick downfield. That's a great kick. Catching in the wind. Just rolls out. That's unlucky.
Yeah, just the extra bounce that wasn't needed. And George Delaney just wasn't quite back behind the 20-metre mark. The referee just pulling it back. You can just see, just needed to hold up there, and it, unfortunately, for Catalan, takes that extra bounce.
10 minutes gone. Second half. St Helens still leading by 12 points to 10, but I'm sure there's a lot more points in this game. I said, didn't I, after about 20 minutes, I wouldn't be surprised if this goes all the way, right down to the wire. Sailor and Wellesby, but there's nowhere for Wellesby to go. Runs straight into Remus Smith, the former Melbourne Storm player. Darryl Clark is on now for St Helens. Picked up a hip injury in the defeat against Warrington a week ago. But trained okay in the last couple of days. Wellesby for Lomax.
Watch this kick here.
Wingfield brought down. Last one midway inside the Catalan half. They go the short side. There's the high kick aim for Tompkins, and again under pressure. Takes it really well. How often have we seen him do that?
You'd think, though, that they finish off that a bit better. There was 4 players around Sam Tompkins there, and let's be honest, he's lost a bit of speed, Sam Tompkins. He's not as quick as what he used to be a few years ago. But what he is, he's pretty intelligent at the back, isn't he? He knows exactly where to position himself.
Yeah, not back to 36. He'd retired by then, hadn't he? Long gone.
People say he should have retired 10 years earlier.
Last one. Good setness by the Dragons. Farge clipped the ball over the top. Pressure on Wellesby. Just manages to get hold of the ball, but Theo Farge, that was a smart play by the former Saint.
They've had a pretty impressive 11 minutes. Catalan.
Time off. Just put that comms back in. It's dangling down the back. Tackle one, you play ball.
Again, there's a problem with the ref, Jack Smith's communication, which will benefit really Catalan. Jack Wellesby does well to get hold of that ball under some pressure. Whitehead it was that just comes up and he tries to be physical with the fullback.
Just a catalogue. There's tackle one on Wellesby. Let's go, let's go.
So we're underway again.
Time back on.
Steve McNamara, I'm sure will be really pleased actually with the way that his side have come at this in the second half.
The way that they responded after the start that they had in the game.
Third, out together, Catalan! Alric's 10! Go third. You good? We're all right there, Luke?
That was Whitley who was brought down. And this is Matty Lees for the Saints. Signed a new deal through to 2029. Matty Lees, at one stage, it was thought he was going to join Warrington.
Yeah, I think that a huge push. You look at the players that are leaving, like Joe Batchelor, Morgan Knowles, James Bell, Alex Wansley's only got another year. It's like some Matty Lees that build the team around, and Ken Cottridge
just stays in play. He got a hand to that, just managing to grab the ball and just managed to stay in play. Good experience play there after he was caught by the hazard of the wind from the kick from Wellesby. Luke Keary coming into his own a bit, isn't he now, Luke Keary, after a slow start. 3 times he won the NRL Grand Final. That takes some doing. Da Costa. Seguier on the charge, runs into Matty Lees, into Darryl Clark.
Doesn't get any change out of Matty Lees then, does he?
12-10. St Helens leading.
Go, tackle 5.
Last one, and Farge it is, who will get the ball downfield. Taken well by Jack Wellesby for St Helens.
Just tries to scan the line then. Jack Wellesby just looking for a bit of space. Again, it's just some good go forward off the line in defence. Decent contact. Just try and disrupt Saints here now.
Let me ask you a question. You played in gusty, windy conditions many times in your career. Does it take it out of you physically?
In all honesty, no, not really. If the teams kick really well and they kick early, it takes more energy out of you because you've got to keep retreating behind the ball and bring it forward. That's the many times really that you feel it.
Go 5.
Last one here for Saints. Wellesby, well, that came off Maria. The ball goes backwards behind Keary, and Tompkins under pressure there. He had to be in the right place at the right time, otherwise Saints could have been in. Lomax with the pressure.
Well, again, he was just setting himself for the kick. Sam Tompkins, he positioned himself in the bottom corner. He saw the kick was fumbled, and he managed to turn up there and just prevent Johnny Lomax from getting hold of the ball.
Making some gingerly getting up there. I think he was holding his groin.
And this is what I say, when you kick the ball into corners, you can defend like this, you can get off the line really tight. Tommy Makinson's feeling the after effects of this sort of play.
The Saints again bamboozled by the offload, this time from Bousquet, and Farge it is who's eventually brought down. That was a great play, relieves the pressure.
And there'll be a big call, really like what you're doing on the back of a kick play the ball, but you've got to make sure you come up with a tackle like that. Ball and all, Benison.
Yeah, Benison on Remus Smith. Keary gets the ball away on the last, and Wellesby it is again. But that's another really good set. I'll tell you what, really impressed as Percival tries to make a half break with the way Catalan are playing in the conditions.
They've been really good, they've been professional, but you'd expected that from Luke Keary. He'd have his fingerprints on most things in this game if Catalan go on to win the game. He loves the responsibility of leading the team around.
You're okay. He's put you there.
15 minutes gone in the second half. Whitley against his former teammates, brought down by Da Costa and Partington.
Off him now.
Walmsley back on for St Helens. Clark and Lomax now. Lomax switching the position, switching the play. Look for a way through. Again, Partington making the tackle with Luke Keary. Last tackle, a Sailor digs the kick downfield, and it's watched well again by Sam Tompkins. Just a little bit too much on that, so Catalan survives. They'll get it back 10 yards from their own line. It's very much like a game of chess at the minute.
And this is about like turning the screw and making sure that you can defend down your opponent's line. The Catalan fans now knowing that they're behind by 2 points. They've got a big 24 minutes with them, and that's a great take from Sam Tompkins under some enormous pressure from Johnny Lomax. Both of those players were totally 100% committed to getting hold of the ball, and the other one to effecting the tackle.
Stand back on. First. Move together!
It's been frantic, hasn't it, so far? And we expect the finale of this game to be so. Whitehead it is, who's brought down by Walmsley.
Go!
and Matty Lees, the two St Helens props.
Third, straight on seats, find the 10. Oh!
Fairly even Steven in the second half. That was Frank Maria. Bousquet. Again looking to offload, wasn't he, Julien Bousquet?
Ward could have just got his arm free then to De Costa.
You're good now.
Farge now. Good play from Theo Farge. He's coming a little bit more into it. Gets the ball back. The diminutive half-back. And Keary it was with a floating pass straight to Remus Smith. And he is wrapped up just inside the St Helens half of the field. Last tackle as Farge plays Tompkins. And again, it's a teasing kick. And it's well taken, isn't it, by Tristan Sale. There's the benefit of having the wind against you.
Well, that's it. Sometimes your fullback's a bit too deep. He's setting himself for the kick down there to the try line. It just pulls up. How many times in this game we've seen the ball take a wicked bounce? Some nice play here from the likes of Mark Percival's needed. There is Walmsley now. Yeah, you could just see him spotting Theo Farge again, looking for the quick play. The ball gets it.
Yeah. It was Bousquet. Who just tapped the ankle of Alex Walmsley. So now St Helens with an opportunity. What can they do with it inside the Dragons' half of the field?
Move, Luke! Square up, Luke!
Safe to have a try disallowed in the second half.
Go, you set him off.
Dayan Sambu thought that he may well have scored after a high kick by Lomax. But
get here! Come on, boys!
chasing the kick, Tristan Sale, who was inches offside. That's all it took. Lomax again, and Wellesby inside for Percival. But he gets the ball out of the back door. It's a penalty to St Helens. So Sam Tompkins is just checking here whether it's worth a captain challenge.
It looks like he offloads the ball to me. Percival tackles half complete, gets his arm free.
Well, the video ref is going to decide whether it's a ball steal or whether Percival lost it.
Catalans are challenging the ruling of a ball steal. So nice and slow on this replay, please. Okay, so Percival offloads the ball. I mean, we'll see if this angle shows anything. If not, if we go to the one before, please, nice and slow. Okay, so nice and slow on this one. So Percival's in possession. Okay, at this point here, Percival looks to offload the ball. He releases the ball backwards initially. Farge then takes possession of the ball. We needed to keep it running through on that one. Keep running through on this, please. See if this shows anything. So we know at this point that Percival offloads backwards, so there's no ball steal. We just need to work out what the outcome is. So Mark Percival offloads. We go back to the initial angle, yeah, this one, and then if we just, so we know at this point that he offloads the ball backwards. We need to see, we just need to make sure that Farge takes possession of the ball so that we have an outcome and a restart. So Farge then takes possession of the ball. Okay, the challenge is successful. It's going to be a play the ball, no tackle. Farge to play the ball.
Well, there you go. There haven't been too many successful captain challenges, has there, in Super League? There's been more bad calls than good calls. But Sam Tompkins was adamant, and the challenge is successful. So Percival with the error, and Theo Farge saw it coming. So no penalty. Catalan had the ball back.
Yeah, good call. And good reaction, wasn't it? From Theo Farge. The ex-Saint. He knew exactly what Mark Percival was going to do then. Some solid contact yet again.
Just looking back, you know, he played 7 years at St Helens, Theo Farge. I didn't think he was that many. He was an integral part of the start of the golden era, wasn't he? Here is Bousquet, who's stepped up, hasn't he, for Catalan in the second half. We're coming up to an hour gone. And the Dragons now with Cottridge goes round Sailor. Great opportunity for Nick Cottridge, and what a good tackle it was. I think it was Wellesby who's gone down, but here's the pressure now. As Farge offloads it for Tompkins. Tompkins elusive as ever, Sam Tompkins. Opportunity on the far side. Laguerre, can he get the ball away? But just for a moment, it looked like Nick Cottridge had the opportunity. Farge. On the last it is. Whitehead puts the ball forward.
Sambu's knocked on.
Is it a knock-on by Sambu?
Yeah, it is. You know, I thought he got the play wrong then. Catalan. Theo Farge chose to go back to the short side. Whitehead has a little look up in front of him. Knows he's going towards the sideline, kicks the ball, puts pressure on the youngster. And I think there's a challenge here from Saints.
I think what the challenge is that Elliot Whitehead may well have had hold of Sambu before the knock-on. So 2 captain challenges in 2 minutes.
Okay.
Big call again for Liam Rush.
St Helens are challenging the ruling of a knock-on. So this is the correct. So see what happens here. So Whitehead kicks the ball. Can't see much on that camera angle. Do you have camera 2, please? Nice and slow. Okay, nice and slow on this, please. Okay, so Sambu tries to take possession and then knocks the ball on. The challenge is unsuccessful.
I think that's what's called a waste of a captain's challenge, Terry.
But you know what? It's maybe wasted a captain's challenge, but what it has done is give Saints a bit more energy. Because they've got a big set of 6 here now that they've got to defend. Obviously no points scored in this second half. Paul Wellens knows that they're under a bit of pressure here now.
Hit your line, you've got no challenges, Johnny.
The Saints have wasted their one challenge. Catalans is still intact after a successful challenge a couple of moments ago. Keary going for the line and trying to just stretch over Luke Keary. Desperate defending it was from John Bennison. Here is Remus Smith now, going on his own from dummy half. Massive moments in this match. 20 minutes to go at the Stade Gilbert Brutus. St Helens hanging on to a 2-point lead, but the pressure is coming. The pressure is building from the Catalan Dragons.
The whole line has gone.
Offside. I think Saints are offside in front of their own post.
Yeah, well, they've got a bit more energy back. You see the call's gone up for take the 2 points here. And the referee just explaining to those Saints players now that, look, you've just got to make sure that you work with me. Sam Tompkins now just take the sting out of this game and just slow it down in front of the sticks. The points are on offer. He'll go for it.
Al, you're going to be on your goal line, though.
Well, it's surely going to be 12 apiece, and we are going to have a fantastic finale.
Yeah, they're there.
Tompkins and Walmsley just having a little word. All going to get very tasty. Bit of burbles.
Just winding each other up, trying to knock each other off the game with a bit of friendly banter. I said you take these points on offer.
He missed the conversion at the end of the first half. He would have expected to get, but I don't think there'll be any doubt on this occasion. 17 minutes to go. Remember, Saints led 12-0 after just 9 minutes of this game. Sam Tompkins gives us a level game. It's 12-all with 17 minutes left.
You know, and anything could happen in this game. And then that man, Sam Tompkins, has been the difference, really, for Catalan. He's been very good. He was good last week as well.
Yeah, man of the match performance against the Castleford Tigers. to play for in the last 16 or 17 minutes. Reminding you, is it going to be 3 consecutive Super League victories for the Catalan Dragons, which would mean 3 consecutive Super League defeats for St Helens? Or can Saints get back to winning ways? He's been really good second half, Julian Bousquet. You as a prop would appreciate his efforts.
Well, and the likes of this guy as well. You know, the most important thing when you've posted some points is completing the next set of 6. You see so many times in the game of rugby league that you make a mistake after scoring points, you just take your focus away because you've got a bit of a break from play. And here he is again, Julian Bousquet. Big call about get hold of his offload.
Yep. 290 games, one club man, Julian Bousquet. Well picked up by Cottridge, has to go to ground, but he read the situation after the poor pass. Last tackle, and Smith it is, and put a little chip over the top. Revis Smith picked up by Pangai Jr., who will try to offload but can't. Still 5, he did offload. Revis Smith with a kick towards the line. Could be a try here.
Wow.
Oh, out of nothing. You would not believe that. There looked absolutely nothing on. And Bailey Sirenen gets the try for the Catalan Dragons. Unbelievable. There looked nothing on when Revis Smith got the ball. It's given us a try on field. But this time, the wind against them favours them.
We need to rewind it, please. We need to see. Just check. We need to go from the initial kick, please, the first kick. On the wide angle, please. It's even before this, please. It's the first kick. To start at the beginning of the passage of play. So if you pause the ball on the foot here, you can see there everybody's onside, so we can play on at this point. Pause it. Keep playing it through. Sorry, from here. Keep playing it through. Do you have anything tight in from here? We need to go back to the offload, please. So we've played it up to the point before the offload. Possibly camera 3 or camera 6. So if we go back to the offload, please, yeah. Keep going back, keep going back, keep going back, keep going back, keep going back. Okay, so this point here, please. Nice and slow, nice and slow. So the ball is up. Peter Pangai's in possession. Still in possession. And he releases the ball. Can you just go back slow on that, please? Same angle. Okay, so nice and slow from here. So does he release the ball before the ball carrying arm hits the floor? Do you have anything from camera 6, please? So does he release? Does he release this ball before the ball carrying arm hits the floor? So nice and slow. So the ball carrying it, go back on that, please, back a couple of frames. So nice and slow here. So he needs to release the ball before the ball carrying arm hits the floor. So the ball carrying arm hits the floor at that point and he's still in possession. So the tackle at that point is complete, and then the ball comes out. Go back on that, sorry. See if Luke Keary knocks on before he picks it up. Nice and slow here. So the ball carrying arm is on the floor. He then releases the ball. So the tackle is complete at that point. I've made my decision. Jacket's going to be no try.
Wow, a big moment in this game. It looks like Tavita Pangai Jr.'s right arm was on the floor a millisecond before he released the ball, so it is a no try. Both sides have had tries disallowed in the second half. 15 minutes to go, and it's 12-all. Terry O'Connor.
A game of inches, isn't it? Millimetres in that. In fact, you know, when he's looking to offload the ball, it looked like a ridiculous offload when he got it away, Pangai Jr. to Carey. And the video referee saying that the tackle was complete. Liam Rush, and I've got to agree with him.
Fantastic drama the second half. He'd only had 2 points, Terry.
But again, that offloading game from Catalan causing some problems. The big guys in particular managing to get their arms free.
2 props in particular, Pangai Jr. and Bousquet. Here is Saylor now. Inside it goes to Matt Whitley against his former side, playing in the centre, Matt Whitley. Saints now switching it to the left-hand side. Nowhere for Whitfield to go.
Good defensive read from Tommy Makinson's come off his wing and in effect that tackle on Wingfield.
There is Walmsley looking for a way through. He was trying to offload as well. Darryl Clark at dummy half. Lomax, Saylor, Whitley now will cut inside, still going Matt Whitley, trying to create something here. Darryl Clark as well. Saints find themselves downfield. On the last, are they going to look for a drop goal this early in the piece? No, they're not, as Lomax finds Whitley. The ball goes backwards. It's a handover. And Saints making a mess of the last tackle play. And it's still 12-all, and there's 14 minutes to go, and the clock is ticking.
Yeah, we have a little look at Matalise here now, the number 10 for Saints, and Alex Walmsley. You know, they want to impose themselves on the game. This is the area of the field and the time that's needed as well. You're looking, you're hunting, you're trying to force that error. Seems an eternity since they've been down there, Catalan's line.
Da Costa. Here's the big man again. There's the offload again from Payne. He's audacious, isn't he? Audacious, and Saints just haven't been able to stop him.
Well, it's a good spot, first of all, from Pangai Jr. He spots a smaller man on the short side and he goes for him, knowing that he can get over the top of him and offload that ball. Instead of taking it into the big traffic where Matty Lees and Alex Walmsley is, pick on the smaller ones.
Here's Farge.
Surrender.
Whitehead just shy of halfway. Still a couple of plays left in this. Play on, says the referee, Jack Smith. Here's Tompkins now. Remus Smith. They just seem to be making much more progress with the ball, don't they?
He's got a really good fend, Smith. And they've struggled with him as well in the game.
Kerry with the kick. Ball goes to the ground. It's picked up by Wingfield. Does well there to pick it up on the bounce. Jake Wingfield, but again, Kerry's kick catching in the wind, causing all sorts of problems.
As soon as there's boot to ball, everyone's got to make sure that the back supporting the full-back, whoever else is going to get themselves underneath. Alex Walmsley goes for a huge fend on Siranen. He's wrapped up.
Clark.
Move! Say Bailey.
Fourth tackle, Lees gets up slowly and plays the ball. Lomax just manages to hang on to it. There's nowhere there for Jake Wingfield to go. Last tackle, 12 minutes left in this game. Saints are running it with Wellsby.
There's an obstruction.
Wellsby is livid, but it's an obstruction given against St Helens by the referee.
Yeah, you can see how frustrated he was, Jack Wellsby. He wanted to try and weave his magic, and it's Alex Walmsley that just goes in, and you could see him looking at the Catalan player, the defender, as he's trying to come across the shake of the head.
Just for reference, yeah. You are tapping there.
More drama.
Sweet.
Well, it's had everything this game. And the fans are certainly getting the money's worth, aren't they? They've been really entertained, Steve McNamara. Well, we're just hoping for a big finish in this game.
Go on, it's a surrender away.
And there he goes again, picking out Tristan Saylor. And
He's
Matt
going to
Whitley.
upload it again. Well, I'm afraid Saints have only got themselves to blame. They just cannot handle Tavita Pangai Jr. How many offloads is that? At least half a dozen, maybe more. He's the top offloader in Super League, would you believe, this season, Tavita Pangai Jr.
Third. Move now, Jake, Matty. Stay, Jake, stay.
Da Costa.
Tackle 3. Can you give the ball to someone else to play, Elliot? Elliot, can you
Elliot
play
Whitehead
Third.
in the tackle.
Let's go.
Referee saying play on.
Well, he's just got to play the ball. He's just slowed it down too much for his side.
Clear. Kept hold. Held! Release!
Qatar looking
Tackle
more
4.
dangerous
Go.
with the ball, that's for sure. Da Costa.
4, 5. Kick.
Farge it is, sees the space. That's a brilliant kick from Theo Farge. And Jack Wellesby just sees the ball down. But I'll tell you what, that was a great kick. Great thinking from Theo Farge.
Yeah, well, good awareness, wasn't it, from Theo Farge. Saints looking to get him on the counter here.
That was Percival brought down by Tompkins.
Wow, we're again good positioning from the fullback.
Here is Matty Lees. Saints now trying to get on a roll.
Yeah, they're just trying to get behind the ruck, aren't they? Trying to really speed this game up.
Batchelor, 3 tackles. Saints are already midway inside the Catalan half of the field. Here is Walmsley. Walmsley gets around 1, but look who brings him down to the smallest man in the Catalan side, Theo Farge.
And they get into the setup here where they'll drop back and go for 1 point.
Bailey, come on.
Well, Johnny Lomax is in the pocket.
He is, but the ball doesn't go back to him. It goes back to Wellesby. Away from Batchelor to Clark. Clark will feed Walmsley. Walmsley will try to get the ball out. And Saints there.
5, release.
It is the last now. Percival with a little kick through. Percival tried to go for it, but that was brilliantly read by Sam Tompkins. Quick play by Percival, but quick thinking by the veteran Tompkins.
Well, 2 or 3 occasions he's come back and prevented Saints from scoring a try. Scored a couple himself as well.
Shot clock's running.
And manages to come to the rescue yet again.
Clock's running.
And when they went to that left-hand side through Worms, they thought they might just set up. Well, the points have been really difficult to come by, especially in this second half.
The Saints get the ball back.
Tackle 1.
The drop out, catching in the wind. But this is an opportunity for St Helens. 8 minutes to go. Saints led 12-0 after 9 minutes. The Dragons have pinned it back. Just a solitary penalty from Sam Tompkins in this second half. The difference between the two sides. Are Saints setting themselves up for a drop goal with 8 minutes to go? Not just yet. Walmsley on the left-hand side tries to find a way through. 5 yards from the line, Saints are. Wellesby for Matty Lees. Now then, is there anyone back in the pocket?
Yeah, Johnny Lomax.
It is Lomax who will try the drop goal, and Lomax gets the drop goal for St Helens. With 7 minutes to go, Johnny Lomax edges St Helens 1 point in front.
Well, there might have just been 3 points scored in this second half, but it's been high quality, hasn't it? From both of these sides, giving themselves every opportunity to go on and win this game. We've got a massive 7 minutes coming up here. Paul Wellens now knowing and making sure that his men are in the right position here to catch this ball. Is he going to go short? Yes, it is.
Great kick. Great kick. The ball goes backwards and Catalan get it. Saints weren't up to it. Wellens will be fuming. What a kick from Makinson.
Yeah, outstanding kick, wasn't it? He knew what was coming, though. What's the mindset, Catalan here? the right early. They've not been down here for a bit. That they set up for the 1 point and draw the game level, or that they go for a try.
You know what Sam Tompkins will be thinking at this stage.
Stay. Go to.
Maria plays the ball, and there is Tompkins. Saints claiming it may well have been forward. Da Costa gets the ball quickly out of the tackle. Great opportunity here for Catalan to maybe strike. 2 tackles left in this set. Da Costa looking who's laying back, and it's Luke Keary. Keary with the drop goal attempt, and it's over. Catalan are level.
It's going to be like a game of kick tennis. Was it Luke Keary that drops that ball? You can see he just sets himself, strikes it well enough, and gets it over.
Well, all coming from the short kick-off from Tommy Makinson. The wind favouring the Catalan Dragons in that moment. So 5 minutes to go. Are we going to get a winner? Are we going to get golden point? Fantastic entertainment.
Wow. Do you know who knows what's going to happen in this? It's a massive set here for Catalan though. They've got to make sure they're very disciplined with the ball.
I love the front on contact, Rich.
Well, our Sky Super League statistician Ian Proctor's just informed us that was a 5th career drop goal for Johnny Lomax. And they went on to win the other 4 times that he hit a drop goal. Let's see what happens here. Still prepared to offload, and still Saints can't handle it.
It's dangerous though. Not especially when you're into the final 5 minutes of the game, and there's the mistake.
Well, it may well have been Luke Keary who put the ball down. It wasn't the best of passes. Keary's made the mistake, and with less than 5 minutes to go, what a chance now for St Helens.
Yeah, well, you know what's coming, don't you? No, I don't think there's anything wrong with the pass, really. Luke Keary just makes the error. Now all of a sudden, those Saints fans are expecting this to go over, and have set themselves. You see, he just snatches at the ball. All the experience in the world, Luke Keary.
Here is Ignatius Parsi for St Helens. What a finish. What a game it's been in the Stade Gilbert Brutus.
No, there doesn't deserve to be a loser, does there? There he is. Is he going for it? No, he's playing.
Lomax finds Tristan Saylor. And they're going to go for it early in the tackle count. Darrell Clark. Matty Lees charges towards the line. 2 tackles left. Are Saints going to go now? No, they're not. The ball goes back. Walmsley gets it out. And that's a dreadful error. A dreadful error from Alex Walmsley.
But again, it's just a bit of panic. You've been in them situations as a player when you know that the clock's against you, you're tying the game up, you're in the south of France, you've got 1 more play to go, you're trying to offload the ball. Maybe sometimes you go a bit early when the opposition's not expecting it. You're just desperate for the quick play the ball to give Johnny Lomax that time to go for the 1 point.
The pressure got to him. Pure and simple, but it's a real head scratcher, isn't it, for the coach? Tompkins.
Yeah, nice read. Is that Matt Whitley?
Yeah, Whitley bringing down his former teammate. Last tackle, it's Farge under pressure with a brilliant kick. It's a great kick from Farge. Here is Wellesby now for St Helens. The clock's still ticking. Wellesby gets away from a couple of challenges. 2.5 minutes to go. Is it going to be golden point extra time? Or is there one final twist in the tail? Third tackle. Walmsley trying to make up for his earlier error. Trying to get into some field position. Here is passing. This is it. This is it. All the pressure will come as Lomax sets himself up, and Lomax has got the goal. Lomax gets the drop goal. Pressure came from Farge, pressure came from Keary, and with 90 seconds to go is Lomax the St Helens hero.
Well, it certainly looks like it, doesn't it? Johnny Lomax, as calm as you like, knocks it between the H's to the delight of those travelling fans. And look at that, just a minute 50 to go in this game. It's another short kick-off from Tommy Makinson.
Well, it hasn't gone 10 yards.
And that's the gamble.
It hasn't gone 10 yards, and Saints will get a penalty on halfway.
Yeah, and that's the gamble, isn't it?
Well, they're going to do a captain challenge. I think they're saying that a Saints player got a hand on the ball. They've got nothing to lose.
My decision is just not here, not cross that plane.
I want to ruin the decision of the ball not going 10 metres from the kick-off. So if we watch it, when the ball comes back into frame, it's clearly not gone 10. Sam Tompkins then takes possession. The challenge is unsuccessful. It's going to be a penalty on the halfway to St Helens.
They had to go for the challenge.
Yeah. And again, it's a good call, isn't it, from the referee who spotted it. It's quite clear from the angles that we're seeing that it didn't go over the 10.
Wow, what a game. A minute and 20 to go. And St Helens won't take any chances now as Parsi charges forward.
Do you know, it's 5 simple carries here, straight off the ruck. As slow as you want playing the ball, you don't have to play it quick here now. They're just under a minute to go.
And Wolseley eats up 2 or 3 precious seconds. And Matty Lees has lost the ball. It's not over yet. Tompkins dragged to the ground. And it's a high tackle. Was it Ignatius Parsi? Parsi saying the elbow was on the ground. Could be a penalty to Catalan, and it isn't over yet, but Matty Lees.
Yeah, well, that's it. We talked about Alex Walmsley, making a mistake. Sam Tompkins gets the ball. Ignatius Parsi goes over the top. It's just really a grab that ends up over the head of Sam Tompkins. The initial one that Sam Tompkins makes a big deal out of it because he knows that they're desperate for the ball. And Ignatius Parsi, when he's on the ground, he thinks that Sam Tompkins has hit him with the elbow. He's asked the referee. 40 seconds. Well, I'll tell you what, if you need your big fellas to set you a foundation, a platform, and get centre field so you can have a go at the line, this is it. And there's the first carry.
Pangai Jr., great carry, just shy of halfway. 30 seconds left. Here is Chris Satai. Brought down on halfway. 20 seconds left. It's a 6 again. It's a set restart. Darryl Clark is penalised. The ball out to the tackle, and it's picked up on the ground now. Keary picks it up. He's brought down. This is it. This is the last play. Tompkins puts up a high hanging kick towards that far side. It catches in the wind. It's Theo Farge now, and Theo Farge is brought down. And St Helens have won an absolute thriller in the south of France by 14 points to 13. It's their first Super League win in Perpignan since 2018. What a game! What a finish!
Well, that just shows you what Saints are all about, the character that they had to show to come back, get in front and win this game. The majority of points they scored, the 12 points they scored was in the opening 9 minutes, and that's it. There's going to be some celebrating in the south of France from those Saints fans tonight. What a big performance from them. They looked out on the feet in that game.
Well, we got so carried away, we didn't have time, Terry, but your Betfred player of the match.
Well, it could have gone either way. Sam Tompkins, if Catalan would have gone on and won the game, I was going to give it to Sam Tompkins, but the man who clutched it, the man who organised and the man who stood behind the players and come up with them when needed to was Johnny Lomax. I thought he was very good.